Hello, my name is Sandra Caceres. I'm the Testing Center Coordinator, and today we are going to go over the new process for providing testing accommodations for DSP students. Starting June 21st, the campus will transition to RegisterBlast. RegisterBlast is an online exam scheduling platform that will help reduce the stress and workload from coordinating DSP student exams. The new process is much easier and faster. Let's go over the new process. First, students will log into the DSP portal to send the instructor letters. The instructor letters let faculty know the students approved accommodations for each DSP student enrolled in their courses. Then, faculty, department staff, or TAs log into RegisterBlast to create the exam and upload the exam files. Next, students will log into RegisterBlast to schedule their exams. On the day of the exam, students will report to the testing center and take their exam. Finally, the testing center will deliver the completed exam according to the instructions provided. As part of the check-in process, the testing center will store the students' personal belongings during the exam. Then, the testing center staff will confirm the students' accommodations so they only use the accommodations they need. For example, a student should not use a calculator for an English exam unless allowed by the course instructor. We will also review the exam instructions and give the student the start time and the calculated end time. The end time is based on the student's approved accommodations. Before we jump into how to use RegisterBlast, let's make sure you have the right access. Access to RegisterBlast is role-based and is different for students, faculty, department staff, and TAs. By default, RegisterBlast creates all new users as students. Please complete the access request form to gain access to RegisterBlast. The link for the form is in the chat. Let's go over the steps for creating an exam in RegisterBlast. You will log into RegisterBlast using your net ID and password. You can find the link for RegisterBlast in the chat. If you are a department staff member or TA, you can create exams and upload exam files on behalf of an instructor. The process is slightly different from the faculty process, but these steps will allow you to see what an instructor would see. On the left-hand side of the screen, click on Professors. Then scroll to find the professor's name, click on the ellipses, also known as the 3 vertical dots, and select Impersonate. The first screen you see after impersonating an instructor shows you which students have registered for each exam. You can search for students by entering a date range. From this screen, click on Submissions on the upper right-hand corner. Click on New on the upper right-hand side. In the Test Name section, please provide a detailed name for the exam. Please include the course name, the instructor's name, the exam type, and any other information unique to the particular course. The exam name will help the testing center administer the correct exam. For example, if a professor teaches multiple sections of the same subject but is giving each section a different exam, we would need a way to differentiate between the exams. Section 2 is the test file section, and this is where you would upload the exam files. It is not necessary to upload the files when you create the exam. Please keep in mind that students cannot schedule their exam until you create it. We do ask that you add the exam at the start of the quarter. The testing center will print and prepare the exam materials for the student a day before the exam. So we ask that you upload the exam at least 24 hours before the scheduled exam. You can also upload multiple exam files at once, such as different versions of the same exam. Section 3 is about the exam date and time. First, select the quarter. Then select the date the student can take the exam. If the student is expected to take the exam on the same date and time as the class, the open date and the close date should be the same. The exam open time is the time the class will begin the exam. The close time should be double the allotted time for the exam. This will allow students with double time accommodations to schedule their exam. RegisterBlast will use the information you enter in this section to automatically adjust the end time for each individual student based on their approved accommodations. In Section 4, Please list all the materials or resources the student can use during the exam, such as notes, textbooks, or formula sheets. If the student is allowed to use a calculator during the exam, please indicate what type of calculator they can use. In this section, please provide the name and phone number or email of the person the testing center can contact during the exam if a student has questions. Next, select how you would like to receive the completed exam. You have several delivery options. Option 1, the testing center can deliver the completed exams to the department office. Option 2, professors can pick up the exams directly from the testing center. Option 3, the testing center can scan and email the completed exams. The hard copy of the exam will be returned to the department for record retention purposes. Option 4, this option should only be used if the student submits the completed exam online using a platform such as UCSB. In Section 5, please include any additional exam instructions, such as if the exam return location is different from the department office, and then click Submit. That's it. Those are the steps for creating an exam for DSP students. RegisterBlast goes live on June 21st, which is also the start of Summer Session A. During the transition, we will use RegisterBlast to assign proctors and share Zoom links as needed. We went over a lot of information today, and I would like to take this time to answer any questions you may have. Does anybody have any questions for me?